My dear students, so in today's video we are going to learn a new topic of chapter number 1, that is macroeconomics and its scope. In last two video I have explained about scope and features of microeconomics, and today we are going to learn about scope of macroeconomics. So little bit revision we will do. That there are two main important branches of modern economics, that is a micro and macro. The word micro derived from Greek word micros, which means study on a small level, and the term macro derived from Greek word macros, which means study on a large level. And both the concept first time put forward by Ragnar Frisch of Oslo University in 1933. Last time only I told you the concept microeconomics propounded by Alfred Marshall and the concept macroeconomics propounded by J.M. Keynes. The word propound means to make famous. Now our main focus is a macroeconomics, so we'll understand the concept macroeconomics. Macroeconomics deal with the functioning of the economy as a whole. It means when economy study on an aggregate level, total level, that is called macroeconomics. A very simple example is when we study about a single tree, that is a micro study, but when we study about entire forest, that is called macroeconomic study. So in short, macroeconomics study about total units of economy such as national income, national output, general price level, business cycle, total demand, total supply, total investment. So these are the some example of macroeconomics. Now what is the subject matter and what is the scope of macroeconomics? Scope and subject matter means what study we used to cover in a macroeconomics. So there are four scope of a macroeconomics: theory of a income and employment, theory of a general price level and inflation, theory of economic growth and development, and macro theory of distribution. Okay, number 1, theory of income and employment. Macroeconomics is also called theory of income and employment. The reason is, first, it explains which factor affecting the level of national income, NI means national income, and employment. Macroeconomy help us to understand which factor affecting the level of a national income and employment. It also help us to understand what are the causes, what are the reason of a fluctuation. Fluctuation means ups and down. So what are the reason for a fluctuation in income, output, employment? So point number 1, help us to understand कि macroeconomy help us to determine level of income and employment, plus it also help us to understand what are the reason for fluctuation in income, output, and employment. Point number 2, macroeconomy help us to understand employment level and how employment level determine. So for that we have to do study of a consumption and investment function. That study also come under macroeconomics. Third is business cycle. Business cycle is also called trade cycle. So business cycle is also part of macro study. There are 4 phases of business cycle: prosperity, then recession, depression, and recovery. So that all study we used to do. With the help of macroeconomy, we understand what are the reason for ups and down in a business, what are the reason for prosperity, recession, depression, and recovery. So this all study covered by macroeconomics. Macroeconomic deal with the income as well as employment level, so that it is also called theory of income and employment. Number 2 is theory of a general price level and inflation. Macroeconomy help us to understand general price level, and it also help us to understand what are the causes of a fluctuation in a general price level. Next, it also studies about problem created by inflation and deflation. Inflation means rise in price, deflation means fall in price. So point number 1, macroeconomy help us to understand general price level and what are the reason for fluctuation in a price. Second, it help us to understand which type of problem can be faced by people due to inflation and deflation. Nowadays you can see, due to COVID-19, the prices of many product has increased. So slowly inflation is going to be take place. So what type of problem all over the world face, all over the country face, that study we can do in a macroeconomics. Next is theory of economic growth and development. Growth means raise GDP of the nation, and development means growth means raise GDP of the nation, and development means change the standard of the living of the people. So macroeconomy help us to study about theory of growth as well as development. It help us to understand what are the reason for underdevelopment, why poverty increase, what type of poverty is there, how many people are BPL, APL. BPL means below poverty line, APL means above poverty line. What type of measures government is taking to recover and to solve the problem of underdevelopment and poverty. And macroeconomy also gives suggestion for accelerating means for the development. So macroeconomy also gives suggestion for accelerating growth and development. Nowadays a simple example you can take. In a COVID-19, Narendra Modi, our PM, he has announced that government is going to spend 20 lakh crore money for the growth and development. So this type of study we can do with the help of macroeconomics. Next is macro theory of distribution. Okay, in last video we have learned that microeconomics study about factor of production and what reward we have to pay for use of factor of production, that is a rent, wages, interest and profit. So that study covered by microeconomics. But macroeconomics covers what are the total share of a rent, wages, interest and profit in a total national income. Listen, microeconomy study about factor of production and what reward each and every factor of production should get. That study undercovered by microeconomics. But macroeconomy help us to understand what share of a rent, wages, interest and profit comes in a total national income. Next, it also help us to study about public finance. Public finance means spending and earning activity of the authority. Second, international trade. With the help of macroeconomy, we understand what type of international trade prevail in our country, how much export is there, import is there, what tariff barrier we are following. And it also covers monetary as well as fiscal policy. Monetary policy under control by RBI, that deal with the money supply, and fiscal policy under control by government, that deal with the expenditure, taxation, budget, that etc. So macroeconomics, first of all, macroeconomy cover the total share of a rent, wages, interest and profit in a total national income, and it also help us to study about public finance, international trade, monetary and fiscal policy. So these are the scope of macroeconomy. Scope of macroeconomy is also called subject matter. So if question will come, write a scope of macroeconomy or write a subject matter of macroeconomy, then answer will be same. Student, I hope so this video will clear your all the doubt regarding the macroeconomics. And please, if you like my videos, then like it, share it and subscribe it. This is my YouTube link. And if you want to see all the videos, then on YouTube, if you write Neetu Sath Nimbar, then only you will get all the videos. And please write in a comment box my videos are helping you or not. And be happy, stay blessed and do your study. God bless you. Bye.